girls are literally telling me that they're literally having cosmic experiences, whole body orgasms, to the point they're literally leaving their body, they're losing consciousness. It's almost like they're in so much ecstasy that they literally leave this reality. So I started talking to you, I was like, holy shit, like this guy knows his stuff. There's like niche things that I'm looking for. And you were actually able to personalize the program for me specifically, which is what I needed. You know, like I have my own specific needs that I wanted, and I didn't want to spend money on something that was just going to be a cookie cutter program that just, you know, you fucking copy and paste for everyone. Fuck that shit. I didn't want that. So working with you at the very beginning, I was like, okay, this dude really cares about exactly what I'm looking for. He's going to focus on the results that I want. There's no bullshit. So there was no fuck around. My perception of you was completely changed. And I'm excited to see you as daddy now, bro. Like, I fucking, you are the sex guy, bro. Like,
hey guys, this is Alex. Wanted to bring him on because he has a very unique take on sexuality, because he is an international dating coach. He's traveled the world. He's met hundreds of women. He's had a lot of relationships, and yet part of him still felt like there was more that he could be learning and doing in the world of sexuality, so that he could be giving his partners the best sex that they've had, as well as so he could have the best sex that he could have. So yeah, I just wanted to bring him on, introduce him to you guys, and yeah, just get a little bit of his backstory and what it was like working with me. So Alex, thanks for coming on. And yeah, can you just briefly introduce yourself, cover anything that I may have missed?
Yeah, bro, you pretty much covered most things, I guess. But I guess, what's up, guys? I'm Alex. I'm 30. I am an international dating coach. I run a company called Social Freedom, where we help guys to build more confidence, to have more dating abundance, and to have healthier and longer relationships. Now, the reason why I actually reached out to James was because there was some other aspects of sexuality that I wanted to learn about and to explore. And even though I've been with a lot of women throughout my life, I've also explored a lot of different types of relationships, different dynamics and stuff that I've, you know, had the opportunity to enjoy in my life. I wanted to introduce another level of sexuality, another level of experience that I could introduce into the bedroom. And I really resonated with James' content. So I just kind of wanted to reach out to him to see if he could actually take me to the next level. Now, before I actually reached out to him too, like, I was pretty confident that I already kind of knew everything. I think, as most guys do, we're pretty cocky when it comes to, you know, our ability in the bedroom and to give women pleasure, especially being a dating coach and having the amount of experiences that I had. So I came in a little skeptical. I wasn't exactly sure if he'd even be able to help. Like, I wasn't sure what this guy could actually teach me, because again, I have had a lot of experience. But yeah, I'm really glad that I actually took the leap of faith and jumped on board, because there was some stuff that I don't think anywhere else on the fucking internet, anywhere else that I could find in terms of mentorship, was able to teach me. So yeah, hopefully that's a good little introduction for you.
Yeah, dude, that was great. And so can we go little bit deeper and, you know, tell me a little bit about, like, you know, what it was like before you worked with me, and, you know, what it's been like since, you know, after working with me, in terms of your relationships, your sex life and all that.
Yeah, sweet. So before working with you, again, as I mentioned, I already had a decent amount of experience, but for me, what I wanted to introduce that I wasn't 100% confident with was different BDSM dynamics, like different plays that I could introduce into my relationships. And also I wanted to introduce some stuff with toys and maybe explore a little bit with tantra and things like this as well. And also the idea of maybe introducing like multiple orgasms and learning about different parts of the physiology on women, like different erogenous zones and stuff like that. Just different things that I felt confident with, but I wanted to know if there was some extra, like, advanced level stuff that I could learn. And before working with you, I had a general understanding, but I just wanted to take it to a whole new level. Now, when I first reached out and we jumped on our call together, and then I ended up taking the leap of faith and jumping on the program, you know, within the first couple of weeks, bro, like it blew my mind. Like, I genuinely had to humble myself, because again, being a dating coach and having all these experiences throughout my life, I was like, what the fuck? Like, there's some techniques that you can do. There's some shit that you can do with these women that, in terms of, like, I'll give some examples, right? There's a way to actually be able to communicate with these girls to get them to open up about their sexuality and their sexual fantasies that I didn't know I could actually do, and at the speed in which I could do it. And I would say, like, one of the biggest benefits for me was actually learning how to actually openly communicate with my partners very quickly, to the point that these girls would be open to exploring different play ideas, like with the BDSM stuff and role plays and toys, etc. And being able to identify their fantasies was awesome, because then it's like I actually get to stand out compared to all the other dudes they've slept with. And again, I felt like I was already pretty confident, but then when you can really tap into the psyche of a girl and actually understand what she truly wants to express and do with her sexuality together in a partnership, bro, it just fucking, it blew my mind. So that was like a really massive highlight that I was able to introduce in the relationships I have now. And the girls, bro, like, they're always fucking, like, they're incredibly grateful and thankful that I'm actually able to do that. I haven't, like, openly gone up and said, like, yeah, hey, like, I actually did this program with James. You know, I'm sitting there like, yeah, no big deal. I'm just naturally gifted or whatever. But yeah, I was able to learn this stuff, which was really cool. The other thing that I wanted to level up, which you helped me with substantially, was understanding different techniques you could use with toys, like toy play. Mm-hmm. I had fuck all experience with toys. Now, don't get me wrong. I think for all us guys out here that have had some relationship experience, you know, our girlfriends usually have a vibrator, like a basic vibrator in the fucking bedside drawer when we're not around, right? we obviously, with my partners and stuff, we played around with that, but I loved the fact that there was this huge toy collection that I could actually go and explore. And with your guidance, I was able to pick specific toys that actually reflected kind of what I like to express in my sexuality and my partners. And I was actually able to like communicate with the girls and see what they wanted to, introduce into the bedroom. And we could come up with the toy collection and then actually use those toys. And like the biggest thing that I got from Jamie in terms of the toys was like understanding the different combinations you can do with like, 2 or 3 different toys at the exact same time, being able to give girls, multiple orgasms, like to the point where it's very common now with some of the stuff that we're doing, like with the bondage, with the combination of the toy play and the BDSM. Like girls are literally telling me that they're literally having cosmic experiences, whole body orgasms, to the point they're literally leaving their body. They're losing consciousness. It's almost like they're in so much ecstasy that they literally leave this reality. Like I know that sounds a little extreme, but that is literally quote by quote one of what my girls actually said to me after introducing some of the stuff that Jamie taught me with the toy stuff. Plus, obviously integrating the BDSM and the foreplay stuff in terms of the erogenous zones and things like this. So yeah, it's completely changed the way that I come at sexuality. And there's also a few other things too, just understanding like for me, again, I understand the basics, right? Of like understanding where a girl's G-spot is and her clitoris and stuff like this. Like for some of you guys out there, maybe not super familiar with those areas, but for me, I was relatively familiar with it. I was pretty confident to give girls a orgasm. And if I was lucky, if she was quite relaxed, when we're like, if I was with a girl that I had a pretty good connection with, I could probably give it 1 or 2. If I was lucky, if she had the physiology for it. But what Jamie was able to teach me was like girls can actually have like 4 or 5 different types of orgasms. And I didn't know that until he taught me how to actually explore like the vagina and find the different spots, like the G spot, the A spot, the P spot, being able to understand how to actually make girls squirt consistently. Playing around with all these different dynamics around the physiology, I didn't even know this was possible. I didn't even like, what the fuck? Like we're only taught, like as basic sexuality goes, we're only taught like, okay, play with the clit, G spot. That's it. And it's like, what the fuck? Like you can give girls all these different types of orgasms. That's fucking insane. And for me, like, I guess as a guy like that, dates a lot of girls and has a lot of experience and also helps clients too, right? Because a lot of guys come to me for like the dating advice, being able to actually introduce some of these concepts that James has taught me. I've been able to actually, seed the idea and give some information to clients too that also help them get some crazy results as well. So yeah, I guess like in terms of just a transformation, it's just having a shit ton more confidence, know exactly what I need to communicate with the girls that I'm meeting to actually get them to open up about their sexuality, to actually explore their fantasies, be able to let the girls actually fulfill their fantasies. They're always consistently satisfied. Understanding how to use the different toys and how to use the different combinations and the bondage and the BDSM, and also just understanding the erogenous zones, like being able to give girls the multiple orgasms and understanding the different pleasure points and stuff like that. I think those 3 components for me was the biggest takeaway, and it was worth every fucking cent. So yeah.
Nice, man. Thanks for, sharing and going as deep as you did just then, because I know for some people it can be such a taboo topic. So thanks for being so open with that. And so I want to touch on a little bit, like, because you talked about like how amazing things have been sort of afterwards, but what were some of the main challenges you faced before we worked together?
I think some of the main challenges was just knowing exactly how to get the girls to open up about their sexuality, at least at the level that you've taught me. Like, because I'm not sure exactly if it's going to be appropriate on this call to talk about some of the stuff that we explore or the stuff that we teach. Because like some of the fantasies that girls have is pretty next level, and I think maybe that should be kept for behind the scenes within the program.
Yeah.
But some of the kinks that girls have, like, dude, they're crazy little creatures, man. They want to do some pretty fucking gnarly stuff, bro. Stuff that I was not 100% comfortable doing, mostly because I wasn't sure if they'd be open to exploring it. So I think like the biggest sticking point for me was like, how do I actually, like, is it even possible to get the girls to open up about these things? Like, is this even a thing in girl sexuality? Is this just like a myth, right? And again, we're talking about different fantasies, right? And then actually understanding how to bring that up, but not just bring it up like in the conversation within the relationship in the later periods, like, when you guys get comfortable and you can kind of explore things over a longer period of time. I wanted to understand if it was possible to bring it up super early, because I move around from country to country running immersion programs, doing workshops, and I live a very loose sort of lifestyle. So I was like, I wonder if I can get girls to open up about their sexuality, like, on the first date, on the second date, after I've already hooked up with the girl, the first time we slept together. Like, can I do this in a really, really, really speedily way? And that was probably my biggest sticking point, was just not understanding exactly how to actually communicate that with the girls. And then obviously working with you, James, you taught me like some very simple, very authentic, genuine ways to actually use communication to get the girls to open up about this stuff, which then allowed me to explore things like 10 times faster. Because like most guys, right, including myself, again, as I already kind of previously mentioned, you might feel like you have to date a girl for like 6 months before you can start openly talking about like some of the real crazy kinks. A girl might want to get tied up a little bit. She might want to get spanked or whatever sometimes. But like, dude, there's levels to this, and it goes way more extreme than that. And girls actually want to do some pretty crazy stuff. And again, like, I genuinely thought it would take a long period of time before the girls felt comfortable. But James taught me how to open that up within a day. So I would say that was probably the thing that I struggled with the most. Oh, and also understanding like what toys to use and how to use them and things like this, because I had very little education around that. But I'd say those two are probably the biggest components. Was holding me back.
Yeah. I would say like you and I really focused on those. Like there were also a lot of experiences that you wanted to do and experience, and you just wanted to have that level of confidence, know that what you're doing is going to work and it's going to have the results that you wanted. So yeah, no, there was a lot of fun being able to like really like dial in certain experiences with you.
Yeah, 100%. And that's actually something I want to mention too. It's like not only have I been able to give the girls the experiences that I wanted, because like some of this stuff is like, as a man, we want to be able to pleasure our women. We want to give them like amazing experiences. We want to be memorable. It's part of our masculinity. But also like I should have mentioned this earlier actually, a big component to the coaching for me, which was very liberating, is I was not only able to get the girls to open up about their fantasies and the things they want to explore, I then also felt safe and comfortable to talk about the things that I like. And I actually have a very, as James knows, I have a very wide range of sexuality that I like to explore. So being able to actually be open and honest and vulnerable with the girls to actually explore different things that, probably she's never done with other partners before, but the stuff that I like specifically, and to feel confident with that for me was also fucking life changing because, as guys, if we have some like, secret kinks or like things that we don't necessarily express early on in relationships, to be able to introduce that into our sexuality early on, it's fucking awesome because the sex is better for me, it's better for her, it's better for everyone. So yeah, I forgot to mention that, but that's also a massive component, or like a massive benefit to doing the program.
Yeah. So thanks for sharing that, man. And what were some of the things you tried in the past to improve your sex life?
Yeah, so for me, I thought I could shortcut it. I genuinely thought like, okay, like there's an infinite amount of information on YouTube and like I could watch porn or I could watch like fucking, I don't know, Reddit articles and things like this. I tried that, but a lot of the content I came across lacked a lot of nuance. And I had a lot of specific questions, like things that just didn't make exact sense to me. Or there was like techniques, like let's say, for example, like, I want to make a girl squirt consistently, right? Like that sounds just like fucking cool. I want to learn how to do that. So I looked it up on the internet, looked up all the tutorials, I read books on it and stuff like this. Not like in-depth books, but like articles and shit, right? And every time I tried to implement the stuff I learned on the internet, I couldn't do it. It didn't make sense to me, right? And same goes for like the YouTube content and other educational platforms that I tried to just touch the surface on, try to get some ideas. I learned some stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like there's some valuable stuff on the internet, but I just found for myself, I'm like, it's lacking nuance. It's lacking in-depth understanding. And I felt like the biggest thing that wasn't talked about was like a lot of the mindset stuff, like you can learn a few little techniques or like learn like a little technique with a fucking toy or what toy to buy, or like, you can go and buy a paddle and you can spank a girl, but it's the mindsets that really are integrated to actually make sexuality really good. And I needed a coach to actually explain to me how to integrate that for myself and for my partner. And I just found that the free stuff on the internet just didn't do that. It was decent, but it just wasn't at the level that I wanted to be at.
Yeah. Nice. Thanks, man. So how has your approach to improving your sex life changed after working with me?
Yeah, I think now just by like following like some of the methods, I guess, around communication, is the biggest thing that I've integrated into my dating life, especially. So let's say, for example, when I first meet a girl, after I hook up with her, the first thing I'm doing is implementing the stuff that you teach, which is to actually have like a very open and honest conversation with the girl instantly about what she likes, what she doesn't like. Has she explored different things? There are things that she would like to explore, doesn't want to explore. Does she have any big sexual fantasies? Just learning how to have those types of conversations very early on, especially after I've hooked up with a girl. Implementing that has been like a big change into my dating experience. And it's also been the most effective thing to actually get the girls to open up, and for us as a couple or as partners, to actually explore the things that we want together. And also I'm now running around with like a bit of a sex toy collection with the toys specifically that I like to use with the girls. So having that pre-prepared and having that in the background and having the knowledge to actually use those without having to necessarily contact you and be like, hey bro, what button do I need to press and what movement do I need to do to fucking do the thing to make the girl feel good? I now feel just complete confidence in terms of what I'm doing with the toys and the different combinations and the different things that I can introduce. And also, I guess like on a communication level as well, it's like being able to actually understand, like before I would feel relatively confident to uncover different erogenous zones and different things that would feel good with most girls. But working with James has allowed me to go even deeper on that and understand that even though some girls might, statistically, there will be like, 7 or 8 erogenous zones that are really sensitive and really effective and very pleasurable for a large percentage of women. I've now understood that like there is also a percentage of girls where it doesn't feel as good with different erogenous zones that are commonly felt for other girls, right? And there's different things that will feel good for them. So I've actually had a bit of as in the process of exploring a woman's body, I've been able to uncover different erogenous zones on different girls that have different pleasure points. And I wasn't able to do that before. So that's something else I've done as well, is like taking the time to feel out the girl's body, her energy, her communication styles, what feels good for her, and actually figuring out what's going to give her the best experience.
Awesome. And I guess like what were your initial impressions when we first started working together?
Uh, Well, dude, to be honest with you, like, I don't want to necessarily talk about like the impressions about when we first started working together. I kind of wanted to just mention before we started working together. Like, at first, bro, I was pretty skeptical. Yeah, like, I wasn't exactly sure. Like, being a pretty fucking confident dating coach, seeing you don't look like the stereotypical guy that's like going to teach a lot around like sexuality. Like, again, I'm not saying that you don't look like a confident, handsome motherfucker, but do you know what I mean? You don't give off that exact vibe. So the really cool thing, like, once I jumped on the program, is realizing like, um you might not come across initially like a dude that understands a lot around like dominance and masculinity and different things that you can navigate in your relationships around sexuality, right? At least it's the initial just assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But once I started talking to you, I was like, holy shit, like this guy knows his stuff. He feels very comfortable to talk with his clients. And I think like just in terms of like the coaching style as well, like you made the effort to really dive into exactly what I want. Because like I'll probably be a bit of a unique client because I've already come from a place of a decent amount of experience. I'm relatively confident. There's like niche things I'm looking for. And you were actually able to personalize the program for me specifically, which is what I needed. Because all the other stuff on YouTube and the articles and stuff I'd read with the free information, it didn't do that for me. I needed a personalized approach because I'm a bit of a nuanced client. Like I have my own specific needs that I wanted, and I didn't want to spend money on something that was just going to be a cookie cutter program that just, you fucking copy and paste for everyone. Fuck that shit. I didn't want that. So working with you at the very beginning, I was like, okay, this dude really cares about exactly what I'm looking for. He's going to focus on the results that I want. There's no bullshit. I'm a very straight to the point type of guy. So there was no fuck around. It was just, this is what you need to implement. This is how I'm going to keep you accountable. This is the information that you need. These are the live calls that we're going to do together. This is how we're going to get you to the level that you want to go. And yeah, I guess like, now that I have been working with you and basically finished up the program now, my perception of you has completely changed. And I'm decided to see you as daddy now, bro. Like, I fucking, you are the sex guy, bro. Like, and now, like, as you've already seen with like, a few partners that I've had after the program, I'm still every now and then reaching out, going, hey man, like, is there any like extra like saucy stuff that I can introduce? Or like maybe there was a limiting belief with the girl that was holding it back, or maybe I was having struggles with like making a squirt or like stimulating different erogenous zones. I can still reach out to you and actually just ask a few little nuanced questions. You're just within 3 sentences. Fucking, you're able to give me the information I need to actually get the girls to open up. And it's crazy, man. It's like, I'm a fucking dating coach. I'm meant to know a lot of this stuff, right? But yet I've got this fucking guy, James, in the background. That's like, help me just like do some crazy shit with just a few little tweaks. So yeah, I know it's a bit of a rant, but that's at least is what I wanted to express.
No, dude, and I love the fact that like the way that you would come like without the ego and just be like, hey, bro, this is what I need. Like, this is what I want to explore. This is what I want to do. This is what my girl wants to do. What is the best way that we can go about this so that we have like the experience we want to have? And yeah, dude, it's like just always good when you have that comfortability to ask. I've spoken with some guys where it takes me ages to kind of drag that out of them. So it's great that you've really gotten into that and can easily go for what you want and ask for what you want from me and the girl. So that's awesome. So yeah, like what were your thoughts after like the first month of working together?
Within the first month I'll be honest, I'll genuinely, bro, like I was already satisfied. I was completely happy with the program. Like because, okay, good. You gotta understand, I already had a good foundation of understanding things. So I just need to add like a few little tweaks here and there. And because your methods of teaching are so simple, the framework's really good. It's easy to digest. We've also got the video course and the accountability calls. And I can get in contact with you whenever I need. I think because I'm like obsessive with this sort of stuff. Like I'm the type of guy that comes on the programs and just goes, okay, the coach is now going to do whatever the coach says to do, I'm just going to do it and I'm going to implement it. So I just went bananas. I get very obsessive with anything that I do. So I felt like, within 4 weeks, I already fucking cracked the code, bro. It was awesome. Like I was expecting to do, like 8 weeks or whatever, before I felt like, somewhat satisfied. But like within 4 weeks, dude, like, I felt amazing. I was stoked, bro. Just because I just had to make a few little tweaks in the way that I was communicating, explore a few different things, try a few different things out with the girls that I was dating at the time. And yeah, it was fucking awesome, bro. I was stoked. 4 weeks in, I was so happy with the money that I'd spent.
Yeah, dude. Again, phenomenal that you, again, dropping the ego, just going straight for it. Just trust me. I know some of the things would have sounded a little bit weird in the beginning, some of the exercise and all that, but dude, you came at it with full intention to better yourself. So it's phenomenal, like to see your growth that quickly as well. So I guess like what impact did the program have, on your sex life, confidence, experiences, and, how you connect with women now?
My confidence is probably doubled, which I didn't think would be possible. I was already kind of a little bit arrogant, I guess you could say. Like I just generally had a bit of an ego about it. I was like, I've had like multiple long-term relationships. I've dated hundreds of chicks. Like I've had so much experience. So I already felt like my confidence was high. I didn't think it'd get that much high. Like I came on this program just looking for like a 20% gain. Like I just thought like maybe just a few little tweaks here and there, but now like it's literally doubled. Because like I now know, not just for myself, because I obviously have a dating company too. And fucking, I'm actually looking forward to doing some work with you in the future. Like for the people that are watching this, like I'm so fucking happy with the stuff that James has done that I'm actually wanting to integrate some of his coaching into my coaching program so I can help my clients with this level of confidence too. But yeah, for me, I felt so much confidence that dude, I'm honestly kind of lost for words because I just genuinely didn't think that I could feel this amount of ease and effortlessness and confidence around my sexuality and actually be able to get girls to have the experience that they wanted. It just kind of blows my mind, bro. I feel very fucking confident. Um,
No, dude, and dude, I'm so looking forward to working with you and the clients as well because, with you teaching them how they can actually get their girlfriend and all that kind of stuff, this stuff becomes really important because it's like, what happens if they meet their dream girl and they can't really, give her the experiences, keep that excitement, the chemistry there. So, yeah, it's going to be so great that, they're going to be able to have this foundation before they even meet their partner. So I'm really, really looking forward to that because most people, they kind of come to me once there's already massive problems. They don't do it preemptively. So in doing it this way, like we can actually save a lot of problems before there's even like an issue. So, it's going to be a lot of fun. And, what would you say to someone who is like stuck with their sex life? They want to improve and maybe they're on the fence about working with me. Like, what would you tell them?
I would say this. Look, I understand like sex, sexuality, even relationships in general can be a bit of a taboo subject for some of you. It might be a little bit scary to potentially invest in this area of your life. And I understand this because for me, I used to really struggle with my dating life. This is actually what inspired me to become a dating coach. Because many, many years ago, I struggled with confidence. I was horrible with women. I had social anxiety. I was a massive introvert. I could never get the women that I had no idea how to improve this area of my life. And I remember I wanted to hire a dating coach, but I felt a lot of shame. I felt a lot of fear. I felt like people would potentially judge me. I felt like, it might be something weird to do. But I thought, fuck this. Like, what's more important to me right now is I just need to get this area of my life handled. I want to start dating the types of women that I've always wanted. I want to have that confidence. I want to overcome my social anxiety. I want to have more sexual experiences. And if that means that people are going to fucking judge me, or if I'm going to have to spend a decent amount of money, or if like I feel weird doing it, I don't give a fuck. Like, who gives a shit? This is my life. We have one life to live, and I need to make the most of that. And because I actually overcome some of those limiting beliefs around, investing in coaching and doing a program like a dating program, bro, like it completely changed my life. Like now I have like a 6-figure fucking coaching company. It inspired me to fucking like go to the gym. I got bigger and I got more physically attractive. I have 10 times the confidence. I now have the dating life I've always wanted. And that was because I invested in the coaching program. But if I had have left, if I'd have been in that situation of my life and I let fear hold my back or finances hold me back, because it is a little bit scary. You're going to invest a decent amount of money into these programs. You're not sure if you're going to see a return on your investment. But I can promise you, if you just go in and you just take that leap of faith, like, bro, like you literally have the potential to completely change your entire life, to become a complete new version of yourself. So I'm sitting here saying from a perspective of someone that's not only invested in dating coaching, but sexuality coaching too. Every time I do this, it just levels my life up. There's nothing more important than dating and relationships and love and connection and exploring sexuality. It's one of the most important things in this world. It's one of the things that bring us the most joy in our lives. And if you can't, like for me, like I just want to know that I can completely satisfy the women that come into my lives. I want to know for a fact that I can create deeper connections, have the women fall in love with me. And I know that I wouldn't be able to do that and be able to genuinely have those deep, beautiful, long-term connections without being able to actually level up my sexuality, level up my communication skills, and be able to actually, explore different things with my partner. So if you guys are sitting there on the fence thinking, fuck, like this is a decent financial investment that I have to put in a bit of time, it might be a bit scary, bro, honestly, just always stop. Stop letting the limiting beliefs hold you back. It's pointless. Just do it, bro. If you're in a logistical situation and you have the finances, you can make a way to happen. You can have a way to make it happen, dude. Just do it. I promise you, it will change your fucking life.
Dude, thank you. Thanks so much. Again, working with you was phenomenal. And yeah, I just can't wait to, start working with your clients as well, adapting things so that, they get the ultimate kind of sex life and, relationships that they want. So yeah, dude, thanks so much for, coming on here, sharing your side of, where you were at and what's happened since. So dude, I really, really appreciate it.
No, bro. No, I appreciate you. Thank you, bro. You changed my life.
Thanks.